Welcome to Sandra's Authors Forum Talk Show, where everybody is important. I pray to God you are ecstatic to be alive because I am ecstatic to be alive. Listen, go tell a friend to tell a friend that Dwight Williams it will be live in a very few seconds. Go and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Why? Because there's so much going on. We have new interviews weekly, and we want you to be a part of this show. Will you do me a huge favor and welcome Mr. Dwight to the show with us?
Thank
Mr.
you.
Dwight,
Thank
how
you.
are you?
Hey, listen, I am fantastic. I'm fantastic.
That's
And
all right. You
yes,
do me a favor and tell me one thing that you learned in your lifetime that has been pivotal for the success of your health.
the one thing that I learned in 1967 from Dr. Arnkoff, he told me, Dwight, you better drink, you better drink plenty water. And let me tell you, that has been my foundation. I only drink water. I only drink water and the fruits drinks and smoothies that me and my wife make. But that's all I drink, and that has been a lifesaver for me. And so that I tell people, it sounds simple, but let me tell you, this thing called life, it's not complicated. If you follow and go with the natural flow of things, it's real simple. So yeah, but the water, and,
That's
and, and let me say that water is the only true magic potion in the world. It's a magic potion, water. So yeah,
I say it's a miracle from God. And I noticed, I will share this with you. My mom was not a water drinker, and she only lived to be 71 and a half. My dad was a water drinker. He lived to be 86. So I would venture to say there is validity in what you said. All right. Water is very important. Go get some water now if you can, if you're watching the show, because every ounce that you drink will bring you life. So, Dwight, tell me a little bit about your family, where you grew up, and all of that.
I grew up in Detroit, Michigan, back in the 50s. I was born in 1949, but I grew up in the 50s and the 60s. I remember those decades very well. In fact, the 60s I think was the most exciting decade of my life. I mean, it was just exciting times. Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, John F. It was just exciting for me. But I basically grew up. My mother and father separated early, and so it was my mother and my two siblings, Jack and Kathy. They were older. I was the youngest of three, and but I've enjoyed every second of my life. It's been wonderful. It's
It's
been
been a roller coaster for sure. And
yes,
so we're
yes.
gonna we're gonna dive in. Well, my mom is from Detroit, Michigan, and my dad migrated from Arkansas, and they went to the temple. I don't know if you're familiar with the temple in Detroit, Michigan. That's
Masonic, Masonic Temple.
no, 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 no. They're Pentecostal, apostolic, and so yeah, Clinton Street. You know where Clinton Street, Great Bethlehem Temple is.
No.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
And so, yeah, they grew up in Detroit, Michigan, and we visited there all the time. Now, we have a church there where my pastor is Bishop Lambert Gates, and we have a church in Indianapolis. We also have a church in Detroit, Michigan. So when you go back, you got to visit Detroit. All right.
yes,
Even
yes,
though
yes.
it's
And
South
I go back. I go back frequently. I'm going back in September, so
yeah, I heard that.
I'm there frequently.
Yeah, so if you check us out, Kingdom Apostolic Ministries, you will really enjoy that church. And then we have one also in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm so happy about that. But I want to delve into the conversation of you. At the young, tender age of 8 years old, I believe you told me that you experienced excruciating pain.
Yeah, yeah. And actually, I was 10, 1959. I was 10. on my left side. When I got up one morning, I went to the bathroom, and my left side, when I urinated, was just painful. And I told my mother, so she said, "Well, stay home today and don't go to school, just rest." And so I did. But then when she came home, it was probably a little bit worse. And but I at that time, all the kids, all the boys, we wanted to be the Cub Scouts, join the Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. And it was the last day for Cub Scout meeting. And I told my mother, I said, "This is the last day at 6 o'clock. They got Cub Scout meeting at the school." She said, "You're not going there. You couldn't go to school. You're too sick." And I said, "But no, it's Cub Scouts. It's the last day." So she she acquiesced, and so we went. And then when I was in school, I had to go to the bathroom, and I looked at her. She was wondering what was wrong with me. I said, "Oh my goodness, I didn't want to go." But I went to the bathroom. But this time, not only was it pain on my left side, but when I urinated, blood was coming out.
Wow.
And so I told her, and then she said, "Okay, well, this is dead serious." And so we went through. Let me tell you, I went through many doctors. I mean, let me tell you, I wasn't circumcised, so I'm 10. I wasn't circumcised. I went to one doctor, and he said that if I get circumcised, it would probably take the pain away, and that's probably what my problem was. But I'm 10, and to me that didn't make sense. To cut me on the outside, that's gonna make. I didn't understand it, but but I did, and so I had to go through the pain of being circumcised at 10, and when I go to bed, it was just compounded. I'm bleeding and in pain double, and so I realized that people. My mother had a good job. My mother worked for the government, and so she had good insurance. And I realized that they were just. I went to many doctors, and they were just, this is 1959, where it's a black woman, and I felt they just took advantage of us. But we finally found Dr. Arnkoff, a urologist. Dr. Arnkoff was one of the best urologists in Detroit, and he told me that my kidney was dead. That left kidney was dead. That's the reason for it. And I was hoping that I didn't have to. That this wasn't the same. Somebody just trying to take advantage of me and my mother again. And so, especially when he told me that they wanted to take my kidney out. And so, maybe 2 weeks before the schedule of the surgery, my mother, my Aunt Georgia, which was my great aunt, my mother's aunt, great Aunt Georgia, she wanted me to meet with her bishop. Aunt Georgia was a traveling. She went around the country as a minister, but she wanted me to meet with her bishop, and he prayed. Let me tell you, he prayed over my kidney, holding my left side, just praying. And when I went to the doctor, and about 2 weeks later, well, they looked and they said it was just a little bit of life in that kidney, a little bit of spark of life. So they said we weren't going to take it out. We're going to put they inserted a tube in my stomach, and I had a colostomy bag on my leg. So for a year, I had that bag on there, and let me tell you, I couldn't go to school because if it smelled. I was smelling good, just a bag of pee on me all the time, and so I didn't go to school. But I failed the third grade. I had to repeat the third grade. But from 59 to 67, I was in and out of the hospital. And let me tell you, Dr. Jackson, that's where I grew up at. I was in the hospital, and I was in X-rays all the time. They used to tell me we're going to do X-rays, and we had never done these kind of X-rays before. And I was doing experimental this. I had tubes stuck down my penis. Intravenously they stuck dye in me for, and then they wanted to. So here's my point. When I got to be 18. We were in the Dr. Arnkoff's office, me and my mother, and Dr. Arnkoff said that your kidney is continuously shriveling, Dwight, that left kidney, and it's going to shrivel and poison your system and kill you. So we need to take it out now. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And they both thought I was crazy. And then, and I didn't know what I was going to do, but I know that I didn't want my kidney taken out. And I felt that it's a part of me. I can handle it, doctor. And then my mother said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." Then she said, "Well, I can't make it. He's 18. I can. He's this." And so when I left, it did not phase me because you know what? I had been dealing with death, life, death. This, so I was prepared for anything, and so I wasn't afraid at all. And I just told I told myself, I said, "Well, listen." I'm talking to myself. I said, it's me and you. It's kidney. I said, the heart, everybody knows we're in trouble now. And I said, it's all for one and one for all. We need you. I'm talking to my kidney. I said, we
Right.
need you. Okay. The heart, we all depend on you. And so I watched my family. And I was never a big eater anyway. So that just helped me to be even more finicky about what I ate and what I drank. And I wasn't trying to, my family ate a lot of meat eaters. And I was very finicky about eating. A lot of times, my family, even as an adult, would get insulted because I didn't eat. I said, "Nah, I don't want to." They would offer me food, and I didn't. I have some relatives I've never eaten in their homes before.
Mm.
I'll get some water, or I'll get a piece of fruit, and and some have been insulted by that. And I said, "Don't take it personal. It's just this is me. This is a personal thing. It don't have nothing to do with you. This is me." And so. And so people know me now, so I don't eat much. I'm very finicky in particular about what I eat, and so that was one thing that I knew I could do. But I didn't want any more dealing with Western medicine. But understand me, don't misconstrue. If I get in an accident, I'm going to the hospital.
All
Okay,
right.
okay, I break my arm. I'm looking for a doctor to get my. But if it's something that I can't handle myself, I'm going to the doctor. But most of the ailments that I've had, I've been able to deal with them because I've learned how to deal with them. And I spent 25 years traveling around this world, and my wife is giving me. I don't usually give my wife the credit that she deserves because I never get to talk about her, but she allowed me to go to China, to Africa, all throughout the Caribbean, and to Europe, Switzerland. I mean, I, I'm looking to. I'm going to try to save my life. I was selfish. I wasn't trying to get any information for people. I'm trying to get information for Dwight. I'm trying to save my life.
Now,
And
you did a lot to try to save your life. While in China, you were representing a tennis shoe company
yeah,
at a
yeah,
trade show. You went to China. You told them that they was trying to take your kidneys, right?
yeah.
And what did you learn when you were in China
Oh,
about your health and what you can do?
I learned the great. I'm glad you said that. I learned the greatest secret in the world. Because see, when I would go on trade shows and I meet people, one way to get closer to people is to be honest and direct with people. So I would tell people, about my illness, and they said, "Well, you look fine," and I said, "Okay," and but to get to your point, I learned how to do the deep sleep. The letter D, the word deep sleep. And that, let me tell you, that is the greatest secret I know. Every morning before I get out of bed, I set my alarm for 5 minutes and I just lay there. And I've learned to just totally relax my body. And it's almost like a trance like state. And then I could feel the blood vessels open up in my body, the blood, because all it is we want to keep that blood flowing in our bodies. And I can feel that blood flowing through my body. And it is the most magnificent feeling in the world. And let me tell you, I know that 5 minutes, and I do it sometimes 2, 3 times a day. The deep sleep. But I know it just energize. It's healing energy going through my body. I'm communicating with all my organs. I'm just and these are old secrets. These are ancient secrets. There's nothing new. There's nothing that I discovered. These are old as mankind himself.
Mm,
We've been here a long time. Okay,
right.
man, been here, and we got secrets that we've discarded. That but oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
You get in touch with your body, your organs, your God-given system, uh, if you will. And when you do that, you said is like a deep meditative state.
yeah. I
Uh,
can I can feel my blood vessels open, and sometimes I mean sometimes it is so you can feel it's so intense. I have to snap out of it because you can't even what I wrote in the book. You no language can explain the feeling that you feel that you can't even, you can't put it into words. And sometimes it is so overpowering that I have to snap out of it. And then sometimes it isn't as strong, and then I don't know if it even worked, but I know it worked because I could feel my fingers. And my fingers are plump, and I can feel that blood has came through there. Because if I don't, I can hear my bones crack. And pricking, but I don't hear it. And I know that it's gone through. I go to the dentist. I go to the dentist, and they say, "Well, Mr. Williams, your blood pressure was high." Because I'm old, so they check your blood pressure quick, and so they said, "Are you on medication?" I said, "No, no." I said, I'll bring it down. Give me about 2 minutes. And I'll just lay there and just relax and bring it down, down, down. And then they check it again and they say, "Oh my goodness, it's you all right, Mr. Williams?" But you got to be, see, most of us have neglected ourselves so badly, our bodies and our mind and our spirit and that love, because we're so busy. And it's even worse today in society because everything's about money. They call, you turn on the news, the president and everybody's talking, well, this guy's the richest man in the world. He's the second richest man in the world. It's all about money.
So
Love, faith, goodness, truth is irrelevant, and so it's even worse now. So we've got, because this is all about love. I love myself. You got to fall in love with yourself like you did when you were a baby. When you were a baby, you were concerned about yourself, your body. And when we get older, you've got to get back into taking care of your body, your mind, and your spirit.
now I hear you talking, but this came from when you were a young person. So I'm thinking, like, when I was young, I suffered with asthma really bad. That was my hindrance. All right.
Yeah,
Uh, they said there's no cure for it. They told you there's no cure for yours.
yeah,
But what we're finding out is if you become in tune with your body, if
yes,
you
man,
pray and seek God and read your
yes,
scripture, the Bible, and believe. I think the
absolutely,
element
absolutely,
is the faith
absolutely.
level.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, how people think, positive thinking. It's beyond positive thinking. It's just, I know. The difference between knowing something. And then when you know, I know. I know, I know.
I
And
know.
I have I remember done things and um, it's been so overpowering. I had to drop down to my knees and say, "God, this is incredible.
My God.
Incredible." So to answer your question too, my left kidney. Here's the thing. I got arthritis in my hands. Okay, and my kidneys are messed up. All of us got something. The
All of us have
president, the doctor that's testing you, he got some too. The thing is, can you live with it because they want to cut you or give you pills. That's the remedy. Cut or pills.
something.
And so you have to decide. I was with my mother. My mother died at she was 88, and I spent the last several months of her life with her. And I was at her doctor's office. And she went to she had cancer, and I went to treatment with her. And she came out and she said to me, she said, "Did you hear me screaming?" And I said, "No, mother, I didn't hear you." She said, "Yeah, I was crying. I was screaming in there because when they do whatever they was doing, it hurt, but I wanted to do it, but I'm glad you didn't hear me." And so I talked to the doctor that Monday, because it was on the Friday. She told me that, and I talked to her doctor, and me and my sister went to meet with him, and I said that the treatment that you're doing to my mother, would you do to your mother? He bucked his head and said, "No." And I said, "Why are you doing this to my mother?" And he said that this is what I do. And he said, basically, there's nothing else I don't know nothing to do for you, mother. she got insurance. You know, it ain't, but she's got the insurance. He ain't say that, but I mean, it's the insurance, and he's sending this doctor and his friend, and they pass it on. My mother, and of course, at the end, you want to do whatever you can to survive and to keep living. And I told my mother that they wanted to put her in hospice, and I said to mother that there's no these treatments are not doing any good for you. They and so no, he told me I wouldn't do this to my mother. And
Wow.
I didn't know I couldn't hear her screaming more than that screaming. I didn't know that.
Right.
And so no.
So yeah, your mom's name is Gladys M. Cook, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was a wonderful mother. She
Oh
worked
yeah,
hard.
yeah, yeah.
You and
Listen,
her made a pact. What was the
yeah.
pact about?
We had a pact. We're trying to go for 100. She wanted to live. She wanted to live to be 100, and I was going to live to be 100. And my mother was very. My mother was a vegetarian. My my sister, who died at 72, was a vegan. My daughter, who was a doctor, I told you she was a doctor. My oldest daughter, she was a vegetarian. She died at in fact, her birthday is going to be Saturday. She would be 49, so she was 42 when
Your
she died.
daughter?
Huh?
Your daughter?
Yes, yes. The one that the doctor told me about. She died, and she was my oldest daughter. And
My condolences.
and so people ask me, "Are you a vegan? Are you a vegetarian?" Hmm. I'm finicky, picky about what I eat, choosy. I don't eat pork and I don't eat red meat, but I eat lots of. But I don't eat a lot. Okay, I eat a little. But let me tell you, I know for me, like even the book that's come out, I don't tell people to follow this book. I'm just showing you what I did to save my life and
Right.
extend my life. But I don't think when I do my deep sleep, it protects me. I wrote in the book, if I got cancer that came in me, my immune system is so strong it will attack it. It would destroy it. Heart attack, stroke. None of that's gonna happen to me. But what's gonna happen to me is when I'm no longer able to do that deep sleep, then things will happen because I can't protect myself. And my mother knew it, but she only did it when she was when she got sick or something, where a stomach ache, or she didn't do it regularly. I do it every day, no matter what country I'm in, what city, when I wake up in the morning, I'm doing the deep sleep. And I do it sometimes in the middle of the night. When I go to the bathroom, I get up and I just do it. And you can't explain it. It is
Empowering. I hear you
this.
saying.
God has, as I told you, God didn't put us here defenseless. You got to find it out. These secrets are here. It's
So
Dr.
you haven't been
Jackson.
to the doctor since 1986.
I'm sorry, what?
You haven't been to the doctor since
Yeah,
1986.
yeah. I haven't been to the doctor to have my kidneys checked out since 1986. That you saw my daughter earlier. She wasn't born yet, and she's gonna be 30. She's gonna be 38 in September, and she wasn't even born when I had last time I went to the doctor for my kidneys. And then they had on the X-ray. They had the X-ray up on the screen, and these are people who this was a regular physical. They didn't know anything about my kidney ailment, and when they had the X-ray up on the screen, I saw the technicians. It was a man and woman look at the screen. They looked at me, looked at the screen, looked at me, and I knew what I knew. I knew they were probably saying, "What? I don't even see nothing there." And so, and I can laugh at these things because I'm still here and feel great. And so they went to get the doctor, and when they came back, they were still excited. And the doctor was cool, calm, and collected, And he came back and he looked at it, and by 5 minutes, he came over to me. He said, "Well, Mr. Williams, do you know your left kidney is the size of a nickel?" And your right kidney is 50% functioning, but your left kidney is the size of a nickel. Didn't phase me. The only thing that phased me was when you talking about my right kidney. Now I didn't know that was only functioning at 50%. But then they wanted to do some kind of surgery on me, and I think he said about my urine wasn't strong or something. They can increase my urine. I said no. if you can tell me you can make my kidney bigger, you know, I
Right.
I want to talk to you about that. But I'm gonna just keep on doing what I've been doing. And until my mother died, she used to always tell me, "When you gonna go to the doctor?" I said, I don't." Here's the thing: if I go to the doctor, he gonna tell me something negative to be in my head, and I don't want any. I don't want that. I don't want to hear any negativity. I don't want to hear what he. No. I haven't gone. I haven't.
Bible
It's
says,
been
be
over
careful.
40 years.
Yeah, the Bible says, be careful how you hear. And so what you're saying is there's power in words. And when you
Absolutely.
hear what the doctor tell you, you believe it, and then you
Absolutely.
receive it, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And then I know that if I had gone to the doctors over these years, they would have me in dialysis. They have all kind of pills I'm taking, and it showed me this. God gives us abundance. He gives us more than we need. So that means that little nickel kidney, that's all I needed.
All
That,
you need.
that big fist was even more. I mean, it was just that's the size of an average kidney is the size of your fist. And so all I needed was that. I'm still here, doctor. And that was 60, almost 60 years ago. He told me I was gonna die, and
So
he
is it
been here.
true you turned 76 in June?
Yeah, 76. Yeah, yeah,
Wow, the power of faith and belief. And so you utilize your own willpower to get some results. And I'm just so excited about you doing that because fear has torment. And many times when people tell or doctors tell you something,
absolutely,
it's the fear that really takes us out.
absolutely,
And so
absolutely,
what you
absolutely.
did was you turned that negative into a positive. And so I want to commend you for that. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
And we want to welcome Lester Jordan. We want to welcome Victoria Jackson. Lester said he's all the way from, where are you from, Lester? We want to tell you thank you for joining the show tonight. Um, if it weren't for people like you, we wouldn't be here. And he said he's listening from Houston, Texas. All right.
yeah,
And he
yeah.
wants to say hi to you.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Lester is a friend of mine. I see him on my page a lot, and he's quite a young man. He's quite a young man. I like Lester. Yes,
That's
yes,
awesome. And so the audience is telling you happy birthday. It was in June, uh,
yes,
but we
yes.
celebrate you today anyway. Yes, he said Houston.
That's hey, every day is a birthday because I'm trying to be. I got another 24 years. I want to be strong.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, yeah,
That's right. We want to welcome all of our guests on tonight. Please ask your questions for our guest tonight. He's so excited about life, and I often say, "I'm ecstatic to be alive." That's my.
yes, indeed. Yes,
I'm
indeed.
ecstatic to be alive. And so
Yeah,
you can steal that if you want to. I'm
yes,
ecstatic to be alive. And I pray to
absolutely.
God you are as well, because every day is not promised to us.
No.
And
Mm-mm.
each day that God allows us to be here, we're just so grateful. And I'm glad to see your gratitude. All right. So while you were in Africa, you learned a few things as well.
Yeah, yeah. In Africa, I learned about demassaging. You know that those joints. And here again, after I do my deep sleep, I demassage my joints, my fingers. My fingers and my hands. I talk to them every day. I say, listen, we don't want no more arthritis. We want to make sure that they stay firm and firm all my joints, my elbow, my shoulder, every day. And people say, "Well, how long?" I say, "It takes me about 5 minutes. I'm
Wow.
touching them. I'm stimulating them. I'm letting them know I appreciate." Here's the thing that's shocking: people people go 70, 80 years. They never even show their knees any appreciation. I talk to my knees. Thank you, thank you for working with me and keeping us flexible and mobile for all these years. And that's stimulating. That's that blood flow. I'm keeping that blood flowing through my body. And
You're loving yourself. You're
absolutely,
appreciating yourself. And my sister evangelist, the late evangelist Jackie, uh, she taught me how to be aware of my body. And so
yes,
I hear you saying the same thing. You have to be in tune with your body.
absolutely,
You have to know what your body will accept and what it will not accept. And you have to give your body what it's asking for. Pain is a signal, right?
yeah,
and it makes you aware that something is going wrong. You must be
Absolutely.
on top of it right away.
Right. Because
Uh,
because everything I'm talking about is preventative. I'm not waiting for it to start. I'm trying to prevent it from
exactly.
coming
So
in.
Victoria says, Mr. Williams, what caused you to find your inner strength and push through all bad news that you faced?
Hey, that's a great question. I don't know. When I was in the hospital, and I mentioned to you yesterday, I'm 10 years old in the hospital. We integrated. I integrated this hospital. I was the only black person, in the hospital. No orderlies, no janitor, no everybody. Only black person I saw was at 4:30 when my mother came, smiling every day. And so we had those the beds in there. But when a white boy came, he would stay. They only stayed a couple hours, and I thought they were going home. I said, I wish I was going home. I was there for 30 days. I was there right before Thanksgiving, and was released right before Christmas. The first time I remember, and so I was wondering why they keep coming and going. And so one of the nurses finally told me that they were down the hall. I said, down the hall. And so then I went down the hall, and I they were in fact right near the nurses station, and I went into one of the rooms, and I went in there, and when I went in there, it was like E.F. Hutton. Everybody froze, and then I'm always smiling. Okay, I smile, and I came in there smiling, and I said, well, why y'all leave that big room to come to this little room? I said. And then they were just talking, and then they felt a little bit more comfortable, and they told me that their parents did not want them in the room with me, and so I'm 10, so I'm observing it, and I said, wow, I got that kind of power, you know what I mean? And so I felt good, I felt invincible. I said, whoa, brother strong. I made white men and women run from me, and I didn't even touch them. I ain't said nothing to them. That's power. I said, I got power. And so some of them played with me. The ones that didn't play with me, they were scared of my superpower. But so answering this lady's question about, I've always had that confidence. God gave me, I've never been, no, you can't. That's just me, and so I try to reverse everything. They try to act like I should be ashamed or embarrassed or hurt because they didn't want to do with me. I felt invincible as a young boy. I said, "Whoa, I
That's
got power."
awesome.
I
Now,
said, "Black, this is a black superpower." So,
right.
yeah.
Esther is asking you, do you have a cheat day? Fried chicken, French fries, chocolate cake. He want to know. The audience
Yeah,
wants to know if
because
you have
see,
a cheat day.
okay, as I said earlier, I'm not a vegetarian or vegan. I eat. I love sweet potato pies. I love peach cobbler. But I don't eat them. Frequently. But I enjoy them. But I don't really. I'm not my wife is an eater. I'm not. I don't really. Food is. I look at it as nourishment. It's not. Anything that I get because I'm going out to eat dinner. I mean that doesn't phase me like that.
I'm a foodie. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm a
I'm
foodie.
a foodie. I love to eat. All
Yeah,
right. But I have to eat good food,
yeah, yeah.
healthy food. All right.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
so they're asking you a question. Are you, Mr. Williams, are you sometimes, what are some things that you cut out of your diet?
Oh, well, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink liquor. I don't drink sodas. I only drink water. So to make it easy. And so I don't eat pork. I love lamb chops now. I don't normally eat red meat, but I love lamb chops. And, and so I eat lamb chops periodically. But I eat a lot of baked fish, baked chicken. But what I cut out is candy bars and tater chips and stuff like that. I don't. So that don't turn me on. I'll snack. Well, I like pistachios and
Mm.
peanuts. But I don't eat a lot of the junk. I don't eat at fast food places. And I don't eat at McDonald's or anything like that. No, I haven't had a hamburger since the 20th century. So no, I don't. No. And it
So
doesn't faze me. I listen. I want to feel good and strong, and so I want to. And here's the main thing: I eat the foods that make me poop. Okay, to make me go to the bathroom. I don't eat food to clog me up. Now, if I eat something and I had to go and I go to the bathroom, I eat the wrong thing. I might not eat that no more. You know what I mean? So I'm very particular about. I'm I'm particular about everything. I'm particular about the woman that I chose to be my wife. The
Come
car.
on, let's talk about her because she's a oh my God. I take
Yeah.
my hat off to her. I just met her, and
Yes.
so I don't know everything about her, but I think she is a stalwart, a
Yeah.
stellar
She.
person. So
She.
how did you meet her?
Uh,
How did you meet her?
we. I left Detroit in 1971, and I came to Baltimore, and I stayed with my grandparents. Uh, my grandparents were younger than I am now, and I remember wonderful people. And but I met her in the mall. She worked. I worked at a clothing store, and she worked at a ladies' shop. And and I remember I was on the balcony, and she was on the first floor. I was on the balcony, and I was talking to this police officer, and he knew her, and he was waving at her, and I waved at her, and she waved back at me like this. I said, "Ooh, I like that." And listen, that was we've been together for 53 years.
It's
So
unbelievable. Like it's
so
and
and then
she's
she
an
was
educator.
huh?
She was an educator, right?
Yeah. She is a computer specialist, so she's been teaching from elementary schools to seniors, college. Yeah, so she's been she's been proficient. That was her gift is teaching, and she loved it.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful. And she raised all of your children while you were traveling the world.
Yes,
Find
yes,
out,
yes, yes, yes.
that's remarkable because you were trying to find out the key to life. You were also married, you were also a father, but you did something so wise, as I'm thinking about it. You knew you had all of those responsibilities, and therefore you knew that you needed to be around in order to enjoy them. So for you to take on that responsibility of going on a pursuit to go to China, to go to Africa, to find out there got to be something more than what Americans is telling me about my
Yeah,
health.
yeah, yeah. You know
Like
what?
you went to Nigeria. What did you find
Yeah,
out in Nigeria?
yeah. My teacher, Alhaji Hassan in Nigeria. We went out to the bush, and they told me they said Williams, if you don't know your body, if you don't get introduced to your body, when you get to be an old man like me, your body may not listen to you anymore. Your arm won't listen to you. Your leg won't listen. My arm won't listen. I couldn't. What you talking about? So he was saying that if you don't get in tune with your body, you can have a stroke, and your arm it ain't gonna listen to you. It ain't gonna pay no attention to you. Right now, see, right now, this is everything.
The brain.
I'm telling this what to do. I'm telling my arm what to do. When I do the deep sleep, I'm telling my organs what to do. I'm in charge. I'm the boss. I'm the head man around here. God made me in charge of this. And that's how I felt when I left that doctor's office. My body, I'm in charge. You're responsible. God sees what we do. If you abuse your body, how are you appreciating this thing called life He gave you? I show appreciation every day.
So you
And
said you named your toes.
oh yes, yeah. My
Tell me about
toes and names and my fingers. Hey, listen, we real close, okay? Because in Nigeria they say the first thing, hold up your baby finger, and then from here, demassage those knuckles. That knuckle right down there. Just work on it, and then come up to that knuckle. And so yeah, you got that, yeah. Because I had my uncle. He was in his 80s. His hands was like this from arthritis, and I rubbed Uncle Tom. His name was Tom, and I rubbed Uncle Tom's hands for hours like this. It was a hard bristle. It was just a hard bristle, and I rubbed, and he couldn't move his hand. He opened his hand. He said, his wife Geraldine Geraldine, I'm moving my hand because he neglected it. That arthritis, it was from neglect. Let me tell you, I learned over in Africa. You got arthritis in your hand. There's a couple ways to deal with it without no medicine, no drugs on it. First of all, wash your finger. I said, wash your hand, that hand real good. Okay, lick it. Bite on it. Get that stimulation. That's what it needs, the stimulation. You done neglected it. That's the reason it ain't working, because you neglected it. Then you every day you demassage, you lick, I bite it. You don't bite till it bleeds, but you open it, you stimulating it. It's shocking. It's sending that blood vessels through there. And then if I tell, and if it don't do it like you want, I'm talking about the pain to completely go. If it's still there a little bit, if it was right here, I tell you just right in here, just for you stimulate it right in there, and it's gone. I'm saying it's from neglect. Okay.
Tell me, you were walking the other day and you got a pain in your hip?
Yeah. This is about this might be 2 weeks ago. Me and my wife were walking, on a 3-mile walk, and we had walked up a hill. It was hilly, and I hadn't walked that trail in about a year or so. And I said, shoot, I feel something in my hip. And we outside, we in the park, right? And then she said, okay, well, let me lick it. And so I just pulled my pants down right here, and she licked it. I have not felt that pain no more. That's what 2 weeks ago. No more. I could have dropped down then and said, God, the power that we have that we don't know. It took 2 seconds. When my wife gets a headache, you know what I do?
What?
She got no makeup on. Make sure there ain't no makeup on there. And I lick her forehead all the way around here, 30 seconds, and drink some water. I have dropped to my knees and thank God. I said, God, the power that we have, and we don't even know it. The power, that headache was gone.
Wow.
Gone.
All right. So we have some questions here. They said, do you work out? I said, do he ever work out?
They be asking, do you ever stop working out?
Exactly.
I work out. Yeah. You need to go to my Facebook page and see me working out. Yeah.
Also, they said, how did you get candy and potato chips out of your diet? Do you have any encouragement for the young people that don't want to let go of these things?
Okay. That's why the deep sleep is so important. You got to get in control of that mind. Okay, we've been tricked so much in this country. When I was growing up, 70% of all the people smoke cigarettes.
Right.
The president, the athletes, everybody smoked cigarettes. Then when they tried to quit, they found out they was hooked on dope, because the cigarettes is dope. They was hooked. They've been tricked. Okay, McDonald's. Oh, dude, that food is trickery. It's gonna kill you. Every house. I bet you. I haven't been in every city in America, but I bet you every major city in America they've expanded the hospitals because they know what you're eating and they know you got to come there. Okay, and they know you're coming because what you eating. They know what they're feeding you. So now we've been tricked, and so that first thing is you got to get control of your mind. My mind is strong. My brother can do. Listen, I went to Africa. I went by myself. The first time I went to Africa, I went to Nigeria by myself. I mean, I had people there. They was meeting me. I had my partner, but I mean, on the plane, I left. I mean, no. But but I was fortunate. I'm always doing business. I had business meetings and business going on. Even in the Caribbean, I brought in bottled water from the Caribbeans in the 20th century. Okay, people weren't having no bottled water around here. I brought bottled water in here, and with the #1 water in Baltimore, Washington area.
And you also started a restaurant, correct?
Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you, that's what my kids say. You got to write this book because when I think about it, I can't even remember all the stuff I've done. But yeah, I had the first African fast food restaurant in the world at Harbor Place. Oprah Winfrey was there when we did the grand opening. It was live on television, local here in Baltimore, when we did it. This is 1980. So June 2nd, 1980 is when it opened. It was in the by the water, so it was the waterfront. So it was 50 other restaurants that opened too. Simultaneously. It was Italian restaurant, Chinese restaurant, and I had the African restaurant. It was called the African Queen, and it was. And I must tell you that was interesting too, because most people in 1980 didn't know anything about African foods, and they would come past, think, you got monkey meat in there. They would say all kinds of things. Uh,
Well, listen, I'm so intrigued by you. I want everyone else to be intrigued as well. This is the book that you can pre-order by clicking the link that's in your comment section. And
yes,
the title is Born in 1949: How I Extended My Life Handbook. And his picture is
yeah,
on the front cover.
yeah,
Without Medicine, Drugs, or Surgery by
yeah,
Dwight Williams.
yeah,
It's only
yeah,
$24.95.
yeah,
Go
yeah,
ahead and pre-order this by clicking the link, and you will be able to see a little bit about his story. Now, here is on his website that's on the screen as well. You will be able to scroll and see uh, a little bit of what he looked like when he was younger. You see, there he is. He
yeah,
suffered a great deal going from hospital to hospital. His mother tried to do the best she could to keep him safe. But at 18 years old, he made a arbitrary decision not to get his kidneys taken out. The
yeah.
doctor wanted to, and he said no. Victoria asked if you uh, exercise at all. Here is a
I
little.
do. But I don't go to the gyms for say. I do most of it at home or at the park, and I do push ups and pull ups. Basically is what I do. I do lots of push ups. I might do. I mean, every day, and I do it early in the morning. I might do it sometimes 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll get up and I work out 4 o'clock in the morning, uh, and push ups, pull ups, and hey, listen, I love this thing called life. This is incredible, and I want to be here as long as I can. I've got you know, uh, 7 grandkids, and so I enjoy this thing called life.
We
Yeah,
want to try to see if we could
You will never guess what a 73-year-old man has been doing all morning, preparing my drinks for the rest of the week. Now, I only drink water. 80% of what I drink is water. The other 20% is my juices. I'm going to have beets,
hmm,
sweet potatoes, apples,
and more apples.
apples, ginger, and grapes.
grapes.
And they're all going to go in these jars. Last me all week. It's my drink. I'll show you the finished results, but you won't be able to taste it. Only me, unless you make yours yourself.
And
I love, I love.
when I did that, that's when I really got popular on the internet, because I think I had like 6,000 views from that, and I had people were calling me and they said, you're on this show, and I didn't know what they're talking about, and so so I remember that. I can't believe it was 3 years. I had hair then too, but I can't remember that was like 3 years ago, right? 76, yeah, 73, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so this is another part that we want to show the audience about your website. Uh, and you see this? It says, learn how I'm slowing down the effects of the aging process. Many of us are getting older. And one thing my dad said, he said, nobody taught me how to age gracefully. You know, When people age, it's a scary thing. They don't know
Mm,
what's going on with
yeah.
their bodies. You know, you're having an ache here and a pain there, and it's just unbelievable what happens to the body if you don't use it. So let's listen to this.
Baby boomers, baby boomers, baby boomers. Listen, do you want to stay mobile for life? I know I do. I know I do. If you want to stay mobile for life, one of the things you need to do, de-massage. De-massaging is self-massaging, rubbing, stroking, caressing those joints in your fingers and your hands and your knees, keeping your body lubricated. There are three reasons why you need to de-massage. It eliminates pain, it prevents pain, and it reduces pain. I'm gonna show you how to lubricate and demassage your joints in seconds, individually, in seconds. You can't put a price on that. To stay mobile, pain free, and I'm gonna show you how to do it in seconds. Wait, what more can you ask in life? Listen, let's go. Right now, you got seconds. Okay? Let's go.
I
I,
love it.
I,
I
you
love
look
it.
at that, and I said, "Who is that guy?" I remember him. Yeah,
Yeah, you remember him a few years ago, right? Now,
yeah, yeah.
question is very important. All right. It says, Mr. Williams, what do you think happened to Dr. Sabi? Do you think he was bumped off because he was teaching us how to eat?
It's possible. You know, I tell people, I've told people, I say, listen, you better try to get this information while I'm still here. You know what I mean? Because the healthcare industry is, come on, $1 trillion. Okay, and I'm telling people, yeah, in my book, I tell people too that I have saved hundreds of thousands of dollars by not being in the hospital, by not going to doctor visits. I haven't had to. I mean, prescriptions. I haven't had to. I
So
mean,
listen, right now, people may see me chewing, but these are cloves. I chew on cloves. It's a healing property. These are whole cloves. I think it's organic. But do you do things like that for your health?
I do my ginger shots. I don't do any supplements or anything like that. I don't do any supplements. The only thing I do is um, do the deep sleep. I drink plenty of water, exercise, and the main thing that people need to know, you got to prepare. What I do is I prepare my body for the aging process. You got to tell. That's why I deep myself, because the body don't know what's happening. I said, we go. We're getting old now. Okay, it's things are gonna happen, but we got to stay. We got to stay motivated. We got to stay stimulated. Okay, we can't go nowhere because we all need you. You know what I mean? And this is the dry wash. When I do the dry wash, I'm doing all this all through here. You know what I mean? I'm rubbing and I'm stimulating that body, them cells,
Yeah.
the thighs, because that's preparing the body. Listen, there's no drug they're gonna give me to give me a muscle. There's
No,
no shot they're gonna give me to make me feel like strong.
flex. You
You
better
got, you got to look out for yourself. You got to love yourself enough to take care of yourself. And when they say, "Well, what can make me stop eating those potato chips?" It's poison.
say
Okay.
it.
And if you can't understand, get your head together. They trying to kill you. Okay. They don't want you here.
Bottom line. That's the bottom line. So listen, said many people don't feel as though eating healthy is affordable. Can you walk us through what one of your healthy meals costs in your state?
It is affordable. You know what my basic breakfast is? Oatmeal, steamed, steel cut oatmeal in the morning is basically what I have. I had that this morning. I put bananas in it, strawberries, nuts. I put a little bit of honey in there. I have me a ginger shot, some juice. I don't need to. First of all, I don't eat until I'm stuffed. I don't eat like that. I eat till I'm satisfied because I want to be mobile. I want to be flexible. I want to be able to do things. You know what I mean? I want to be. I want to feel. I want to be able to bend down all my life and do the things I've been doing. I've been accustomed to doing all my life. And I tell people, I said, if you want to, they say, well, how do you do that? I said, because I keep doing what I've been. If you want to, you got to keep doing what you've been doing all your life. Children, my grandkids are here right now, and people say they playing, but they exercising. They learn. They still young. He's 6. He's learning to use those muscles. They gotta instinctively. They gotta jump around like this. That's exercising. They learn how to do it. Then when they get to 16, 17, he might do it professionally or be in a league or something. But then when you get, it's all instinctive. It's instinctive. He can't help but jump around. But when we get my age, it's not instinctive anymore. You got to know enough to move around. God said, well, about you've been here 40 years, 50 years, you know what you got to do. You got to know to move, But so it's all here. It's in the brain. You got to stimulate your brain and be ready to love yourself enough to save yourself.
That's right. So you said you like lamb chops, fish, chicken, string beans, broccoli, corn on the cob.
Yeah.
And so these are some ideas that people can
be
with.
I eat everything I eat, but I just don't eat a whole lot of it.
Exactly.
But because I told you that all of my loved ones were vegetarians and they've gone. You know what I mean? So it's
say something too, Mr. Williams. You said your 2 siblings, it's only 3 of you, but you said while they were in their 70s, they told you they didn't want to live long.
Yeah, my brother and my sister both said that they didn't want to live like my mother. I don't know what they meant, because my mother was golfing and bowling in her 80s. She beat us bowling at 85, and I was a guy, and I said, but I didn't, but what I realized is that they, like so many other people, see people when they get older, they got walkers, they got this, and they think that that's where, I'm going back and forth to the doctor, and they think that that's where it's supposed to be. Right. I had people from this guy contacted me from Eastern Europe, and he said, Mr. Williams, I've never seen a person in their 70s not with a cane. Just in Europe. He said, I never seen it before. I never, and so it's amazing to me, because I'm doing pull-ups and stuff, and they say, how can you do that? You 75 and 76 today, and to me, it's like natural. And then my kids used to say the same thing, that my father's in China. They was like automatic to them, and then people said, China, they're Africa. What do you know what I mean? And that's your go to the grocery store. That's your father that in the grocery store on the bottle of water. That's your daddy. You know what I mean? So so I train my kids to. I'm not surprised by anything they do, because I tell them we can do anything.
So you did say if you would spend your time lounging around the house and not exercising, you would feel 76.
Oh yeah. If tomorrow's Friday, if I lay in the bed all day tomorrow and just look at TV and eating popcorn, my grandkids are here too, and just lounge around and don't get out that bed. Whoa! When I get up out the bed, you talking about somebody still
bones cracking.
I don't like that feeling. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't know how y'all like that. It ain't natural. You don't have to be like that.
You don't have to say it again. No. You don't have to be like that.
No.
We're so happy that everyone has made the show tonight and you're asking your questions. Many people today have arthritis, and you've touched on the topic for a couple times. All right. And you said you can rub and soothe the hands and the feet for an hour.
No. That's what I did with my uncle, but it don't take no hour to do that. You know what I mean? I just did it with him because his hands was really, he was really bad. But no, I had arthritis in my hands and my fingers, and a couple. I get rid of them quick. Let me tell you, I have, and I tell people about their knees. Okay, about their knees. I'm gonna show you some skinny knees now. Okay.
All right.
Now, my knee, okay, you got the knee problems. Let me tell you what they do in Africa, and it works, okay? And don't be bashful, because it's your knee.
Right.
And he's trying to save it, okay? It's hurting. I'm telling you, if you got looking at me right now, if your knees hurting right now, you need to dig it.
What?
I'm talking about right on it, right where pain is, right on it.
But everybody can't bend down to their knee.
That's true. And then what I tell people, that's why I say everything that God gave is about love. So you got to get a loved one to lick that knee, like Sheila licked my hip. I can't lick it. She licked it, and the pain was gone. You know what I'm saying? You get a loved one, but it got to be somebody who loves you. You can't pay nobody to do it because the body must know that there ain't no love. There ain't no love lick. Okay, it's got to be somebody who love you and you love them. I mean, it's got to be love, and I guarantee you it will work. And and you got to build that muscle back up. That's why it's preparing for the aging process, preparing the body for what it's going to experience.
So how do you build the muscle? How do you build the muscle? And if you lost your cartilage, how do you get cartilage back?
Okay, listen, build that muscle. You know what? You got to train yourself to do them squats like that. Okay. And they said, well, how you gonna do that? I said, because I've been preparing my body. I done talked to it. It knows that this got to be ready at all times. You know, it ain't stiff. You know, it's. I went to I go to the park a lot, and there'd be a lot of guys with big old muscles up there pulling up and everything. And I go over there, and I'd be like this, and then they look. They say, oh, that's the guy on the video. He ain't. You know, he ain't gonna get up. He ain't gonna sit there. I say, because let me tell you, your legs are the first to go. You don't need no cane for your hands, your arm. It's your legs, them thighs, the ankles. That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm saying you can't get down like this immediately, but you can get down as far as you can and start working those training that body. Training. A boxer can't just go box. They got to train for that boxing match. And I'm training my body for the aging process.
The body listens to everything you think.
Absolutely. So yeah, so you build that muscle up. You ain't gotta, be at the gym or have no way. I'm building it up right now. You know what I mean? And then I do all kind of, you do this at home.
Wow. That's some good stuff. That's some good mobility.
And you just basic stuff. Just do it every day.
Now stop showing out. You just showing out now.
Yeah, but train that body. You know what I mean? Because the body don't want to die. Okay? It don't want to get sick. It don't like pain. So, communicate with it. Because it's your body.
Oh my God. They said you better show the people. Welcome. We want to welcome everybody that's tuned in tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. All right. So, what is deep tissue massage? In the comments, we have it is more than just a massage. It's a technique designed to get into the nitty gritty of the muscle and the connective tissue. It uses firm pressure and very slow strokes to reach deep into your muscles and connective tissues. All right. And so in the comments, you're going to be able to see, and you can go and get physical therapy and all of that if that's your lot, But what are some misconceptions about body, food, and health? Also, I want you to talk about drugs, smoking, all of the unhealthy things that we see people doing. I don't know why cigarette smoking is allowed. I'm telling you, I leave out, go to the grocery store, people are smoking. They're polluting us. They're throwing their things on the ground. I don't understand it. It's like it's the newest perfume out. I don't get it. But smoking is bad, right? For your health, for others.
They're always trying to trick you. And now they got hoofing or whatever it is. They go to
what is it called? Oh my God.
The club, and it's just
vaping.
Yeah, vaping. And then they say it's not the bad.
It's so bad.
Think about it. You putting smoke in your body.
Yeah.
Okay. Your lungs. You want to try to have them strong. Your body, the liver, your intestines. And listen, right? For me, I can't drink. If I drink some liquor, I think I think my kidney probably. I mean, I no. I mean, I know what to be scared of. I'm too scared to do that. Smoking. I mean, when you think about it, why you smoking? What is it? Don't even do anything for you. It don't make you high. It don't do anything. I mean, it just gives you a habit.
And it stops you from reaching your fullest potential.
Absolutely.
Trick of the enemy. You said the first thing one must do on the journey of health is to get control of their mind.
Yes.
It all starts in the mind.
Everything. If you get, that's the first thing. If you want to lose weight, anything you want to do, it starts here. You got to get that straight first. You got to be straight, and this is everything. And I've learned to control my mind in China, where there's a guy there, and I'm talking about 50, 40, 50 years ago. People would be lined up, Dr. Jackson. This man would lick them, whatever their ailments were. They lined up for him to lick them. I don't know whatever it was.
Wow.
And as he told me, he said, but they don't know that they can heal themselves. They could do it themselves, but they don't know it.
It's a
And,
misconception.
they would be lined up, and it's just incredible.
Yeah.
But this body is, you can do anything, but you have to have the desire and the know to do it. I'll do a push up sometimes, or at the park I'm doing pull up and stuff, and then when I finish, I say, "Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for giving me the strength, the knowledge, the desire, the will to do it." And so no.
Yeah, and so I want you to watch this with this video right here. Look at this video. And how old are you?
That was that was about 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I remember at the park. I went with to another park. Yeah,
You go.
yeah. And the lady there was a friend of my wife, and she never seen this before. She said he's still going.
I was wondering when you were going to stop myself.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes,
And
yes. It's awesome to even know that you are here, you're still pushing forward. And you talked about God a few times. And so you said your favorite scripture is what? Talk to me about
Matthew 10:16. Yes, Jesus he sent his disciples out. He said, "I send you out among the wolves." Today, I would say it differently. I say out among the wolves and the rapists and the murderers out here in this world, the racists out here in the world. But be mindful to be as shrewd as a snake and as cunning as you can be. But he said, but remember to be as timid as a dove. And so that's how I basically do my life. I that's my favorite scripture. You know what I mean? Because you have to be flexible. You have to know, because spending time in Africa is not like America, and China is not like America. And so I've had people who've traveled and they say, well, it wasn't like America. It wasn't like, they didn't have enough fruits and vegetables, or so they didn't have this. But you have to be adaptable. You got to be flexible in dealing with the world. And so I can't say, I can't even put in words how I feel about life. It's been marvelous for me. And my wife has been 53 years is a long time, and we've
this.
been
This one time, and she sounds
really good.
young, and she told me about her exercising that she does every day. And you all, ladies, she says she takes the now.
Wait,
we're going to talk about. She takes. She does 10 pound, 10
pound weights. Yeah,
pound
yeah.
pound weights every night. She does not
Every
skip
night.
a night.
Right.
Every
Because
night.
she wants, because as we age, I don't have to tell you how we get this flab here. That's
Yeah,
muscle loss. The muscle is leaving. And so that a woman really needs to do that to maintain, no matter what she's heavy and it's going that muscle is going, that loss of muscle is going to show up there. And so she does those weights every night. And yeah, so
yeah.
it's
And she says she does push-ups, but she does the hanging push-ups, right?
yeah. She hang
Can
on
you
the
show?
bar.
Oh, she does it on the bars.
Yeah. Just like I do, but she's not pulling up, but she's just hanging there, which is very important because it strengthens this core here. Because that's what
Yeah.
we want to have is a strong core.
Uh-huh. Gotcha. So at this time, Dwight, you've been such a great guest tonight. I want you to know you're always welcome back to Sandra's Authors Forum. And when your book come out, we will have you again. All right. We're going to it is prayer time now. And he's going to pray for those people that have sicknesses and diseases, those people that, you don't think you can exercise. You know what? I want to ask you this because many people say, my knees are failing me, so I can't do this. Um, my arm is failing me, so I can't do that. Isn't it true that if you use it, you won't lose it? But if you baby it and give it all of that attention, and then you will lose it totally.
Yeah, if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. So you got to move it. You were designed to move and yeah, the body has to move.
Scared of pain? Should they be scared of pain if they move it and they experience
No, no, no. Listen, the body works by repetition. You
right?
get a guy who retired from work, and he said, "I worked here for 40 years, and now I'm finna do what I want to do. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna sit here and watch TV, and I'm gonna eat what I want, do what I want to do." His body will say, "Okay, boss," and his body will listen to him. But what happens is your immune system say, "Well, he don't really want us to do nothing." The heart starts to get soft, and it lets disease come in because it's not going to defend you because you told it not to. And then when you get it, you don't realize you told your body what to do. Let your guards down, and so that's what it's that's what it's going to do. An alcoholic, if you drink that liquor every day and you get cirrhosis of the liver, the body said, "I did what you wanted me to do. You've been drinking. If you had drank instead of that liquor that had been water, you wouldn't have cirrhosis. That liquor gave you cirrhosis, and you told the body to take it in, and that's what the body did. So cirrhosis come, the body feel like it did what it's supposed to do because you the boss. The body said, "I ain't got no brain. You the brain. You telling us what to do." No.
Right. What are you most thankful for during your process? So the question is, you could have given up and done it the doctor's way. What do you think would have happened to you had you given up your kidney and done it the doctor's way?
I would be dead. I would be dead by now because I 18. So say I've been on the dialysis for 15 years. I've been like 30. Because I always thought that I would I couldn't imagine. I mean, when I turned 30, I said, "Golly, I'm 30, still here." But I wouldn't be here. I would have been on dialysis, all kind of prescriptions, and no. But that's why it was a blessing that I got sick early and I learned early instead of learning it now. Because
Right.
I told you that secret is old too soon, wise too late. And that's what happens. We got all that information now. 70, I know everything now. Okay. But when you're younger, you don't. But people ask me, well, how did you know about holistic foods and stuff at 18? I didn't. I never even heard of it. It wasn't. I'm talking about this is 1967. I never heard anything like that. I was just knew that I didn't want no more needles in me. I knew I didn't want to be cut on anymore. I didn't want no more X-rays. I didn't want any of that anymore. I said, and then my doctor told me too. This is 1967. He said, "Well, the way you know that you will eligible for the draft, because this is 1967." And he said,
Uh-huh.
"Did you want to go to the military?" And I said, no, I don't want to go to Vietnam because that's what I know. So I had a full F, because he said, because you're not in good position, condition to go to the army. So I said, no, I don't want to go. So he gave me a full F so I wouldn't have to go to the military. But because I said to myself, I'd rather die fighting for my life myself than to go to Vietnam fighting for somebody else and dying for that. I don't know. No. No, no,
So
no.
you didn't go to Vietnam, but you came to the world and gave all of us the secret to living and to taking power into our own hands, listening to our voices and our bodies telling us what to do. We have prayer requests. There is Sandra M. Jackson. She says, please keep me lifted up in prayer. And then Victoria says, please pray that I remain strong and make the right choices, diet and exercise wise.
Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Please pray.
And
Yeah.
yes, go ahead. We're going to have you to say a prayer for the
Okay.
audience.
Okay, let me say this that I thank you, Father, for this another day of life. We thank you for all the things that you've done for us in the past and the things for the future. I pray that the people listening to us today will get the strength and fortitude that I got going to Africa, that I'm trying to give back to you, to them, to learn that you got the power, that God has given us the power to take charge of our own lives and our own health. But it starts in the mind and the believing and knowing that God has given you the power. Everything you need, He's given us. And so I'm positive, I'm convinced that there are going to be those listening to us today that are going to be able to say, yes, I got the power. I understand what He's saying, and I'm going to take charge of my life. Don't be fooled. You got the power. God, amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen. We thank you for that prayer. I want to end with the scripture. It says, the Lord bless thee and keep thee. The Lord make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. The Lord lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. Thank you so much for joining each and every person. And we enjoyed you and we pray that you enjoyed us. Do not forget to leave a donation. And Victoria, my assistant, will put it on the screen. This is a pay to play platform, and so we do need your support in order to stay on the air. All right. We are on the award winning Awesome God Radio talk show, and we just want to give them all of their props because it's been like 4 years, going on 5 years, that they allowed me to host on this platform. And I just want to give them all of my love tonight. On the screen, you will see ways to donate, Venmo, and the link is there. All right. And you can do Cash App, $ Dr. Sandra E. Jackson, Dr. S.E. Jackson. All right. When you sow a seed, you're helping others evolve. And we appreciate your act of kindness. And so we want to know who's going to sow a seed tonight. Yes, they said they love you. Please come back. All right. And here are ways to donate. And we want you to pre order this book. I have such a great surprise for you all. I was going to show you tonight. Should I show you? If I should show you, put a one in the comment section. If I should show you my great surprise tonight, put it a one in the comment section. If you don't put a one in the comment section, I'm not going to show you. But I absolutely love it, love it, love it, and I think you will too. I don't see anyone, so I guess we can go, huh? Do you want to see the surprise? Do you want to see the surprise? Say yes or no. One or zero. Do you want to see it? I see people on LinkedIn. I see people on Facebook. I see people on YouTube. Come on, don't be bashful. Oh, I see a couple of ones. I see a couple of ones. Do you want to see it? I'm waiting for more ones. If you don't, we're going to hang up. We're going to go. All right, Dwight, do you want to see it? You want
Yep.
to
Yep.
see it? Oh my.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna put it on. This is my new book, Dwight, and it's a series. This is the cover of my newest project that I've been working hard on. Do you like it?
I love it. I love
It's
it.
amazing. Do you see the bears and all that? Well,
Hmm.
look at that. So we want you to pre-order this book as well because it will be a whole series from A to Z. So the title is A Journey to Z. What does that mean? There is A in the alphabet, right? And it's a journey to Z. That's my surprise. Go tell somebody. And if you have children, you want to hurry up and order it because the orders are coming in. All right. I just wanted to show you all tonight that oh, they said it's a beautiful cover. It really is. Aren't you excited about that? Oh, she says
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
so yeah, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you so much. May God bless you. I hope you all enjoyed it. So if you like the cover, I want you to put a two. All right. If you like the cover, even if this is on replay and you're watching it, I want you to tell me if you like the cover or not. What I should change on it, if anything. All right. All right. So this has been a great show. And we just want to tell you thank you and give you the last words. Tell your audience where they can reach you and how they can communicate with you.
Yeah. You can communicate with me through Facebook, Dwight Williams on Facebook. Um, my uh, website, D's babyboomers.vip. I always tell people come to join the VIP club, and that's where we get even deeper into what I'm talking about. But yes, it's right there. Yeah, these baby boomers.vip. Yes, and I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed communicating with you very much, Dr. Jackson. Been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure for you as well. Now tell the audience your favorite quote by Steve Jobs.
Yes, it is. Eat food for your medicine, or you'll have to eat medicine for your food. And we don't want to do that. We want to eat the food as our medicine. And so, yeah, and that's just real simple. I don't get on, I'll stop talking, but it's simple. Just follow the flow of life. Don't listen to this world. They're going to trick you. They're gonna have you smoking stuff and putting stuff. Think about it, putting stuff up our nose. I mean, come on, come on, no. Come on, no. I want to be. You want to be healthy, as strong as you can, as long as you can. So, yeah.
Good night, all.